We know he's reaching for a gun. The officer can only guess.
I'll use this. I will use it. Show me your hand.
In this case,
Show me
too
your
late.
hand.
It's a new perspective for the man under this mask.
Thumbs off. Wow. Damn.
Activist Quanell X.
That was real.
The police can do whatever they want to do. Absolutely unjustified.
You know him from scenes like this. The head of Houston's new Black Panther Party. He's led years of protests against police use of force. But here, in a training exercise at the Missouri City Police Department, Quanell sees the view from inside the line of fire.
Stay where you are. Obviously. Wow. That's a wrap.
The bullets we're using are fake. It's like a paintball gun, but the situations are real, all based on things that have actually happened.
Make your approach just like before.
Quanell goes through 4 scenarios.
What do you want?
Deciding whether to shoot, hold fire, or use his taser.
What was that?
The experience shapes his ideas of what he might do if he were a cop.
To be honest with you, his hands were straight in the air. And my whole mind, to shoot him in the leg, I was very close. Because he kept coming. Clear, I mean, Rob.
A video simulation holds more surprises.
Okay, want to be quiet?
A disturbed man holding a baby rushes with a knife while Quanell tries to taser him. At what point did you actually see the knife?
To be honest with you, I am so, but I saw him come out of his pocket with something like this. If he would have pulled a lollipop out of his pocket the same way he just did, I still would have used force to stop him. And then somebody could have said, well, all he had was a lollipop. But you don't know when it's happening so fast like that.
Quanell says race never entered his mind, but he does admit this.
If I'm in a high crime area that I've worked, and I know it's a high crime area, I know the kind of calls we get, I could easily see me pulling my gun on a simple call. I hate to see it.
He'll walk away calling for people to comply with police.
Please, brothers and sisters, if they tell you to do something, do it. When the suspect started being combative or argumentative, I'm going to pull my gun.
He's shocked at how many bullets he fires, something he so often questions in police shootings.
I think I'm going to hit my kill.
And standing here in a cop's shoes, Quanell wants them to have more backup.
I think police shootings would go down if you had at least 2 cops assigned to every vehicle. You're trying to see everything and guess everything at the same time.
After a lifetime of second-guessing police, Quanell now sees shades of gray in situations that once seemed purely black and white. How do you think you are going to change the way you approach the next situation like this?
You got to gather the facts. And as an activist, we want to respond to the family's hurt and pain immediately. But we could possibly respond very incorrectly if we don't take our time to gather some facts, man, because these situations, they go from 0 to 100 in a split second.
A shifting perspective from one of Houston's loudest voices, thinking deeply about what to say next.
That was real.
In Missouri City, Alice Barr, KHOU 11 News.
Interesting to hear his comments after that experience.
I think that was very interesting. Yeah, particularly coming from Quanell X, as they say, he's been so vocal against police officers and allowing them to have that opportunity to get into a real life scenario. What do you guys think about that? Any thoughts on that?
Same thing over and over again. Yeah. It's just, it seems like a lot of people are willing to rally behind something that's like hateful or vengeful or, you gotta fight, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like, what would you do if you were them? It's like same thing over and over again.
Darren, did that video do anything for you? Did that change your mind any? A little bit? Till it changed your mind a little bit?
Well, I don't know. What you said was right about how African Americans don't have any laws. Like, that's why I really, at home, I don't really speak on it much, because if if my family taking this class, they would see a lot more and understand a lot more. But I do, and I didn't need this class to do it because I already knew it, but they didn't, it's like they just wanted to, you know, feel like something was happening to them. But if you put yourself in that situation, then of course it is. They're just gonna stereotype you, they're gonna do all that. So that's why I never really spoke on it until now.
Good deal.
I feel like a lot of this goes back to just people not having the information on it. The reason why people don't like housing sometimes is because they don't understand what they go through. So having that, I think is great. I mean, people being able to see exactly what they deal with on a daily basis, you know, clear up a lot of the negative students towards cops.
I would love, especially Nick, because you got some great things happening for you, Nick.
To 100.
You have great thing, never says it to me.
I didn't say anything.
Racist.
But here's what I want you to do so you can be better equipped. And that's, thank you, I'm glad, thank you for this video. Remember I told you guys that, remember the whole fist thing? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And so if you have a closed fist, you can never, right? And so that's how Quanell X was until what? Until this. He was able to open up, and now his narrative changes and he sees differently because he was able to experience that. His mind is able to open. So what I'm saying to you, Nick, is what I would want for you to do, and I think you're already there, is I would like for you to take a ride along with a police officer. I would like for you to do that, and if you're really interested, I can set you up with an HPD officer so that you can do that.
Anybody?
I've already tried to
Call
do
them,
before,
do it.
there's a waiting list.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can get you one if you want to do it. I can get. But I would like for you
Mr. Johnson can use his power.
Yeah, pull a chain.
a little something.
Why not do it for the whole class?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah, that would be a lot for this class, but I wouldn't. I'm only saying Nick because I see Nick's potential in being able to be a voice for African American males.
Racist.
No, well, I do it in my police class. I've done it in my police class, which is an upper level class. So I don't know if I really want to introduce that to my intro class just yet. I want to kind of.
And if it's a white guy with a Jamaican accent, half of them are going to be thinking, is this motherfucker making fun of us?
Right, yes, you're making fun of them. But I would like for you to do that, and in doing so, I'm not saying that it would change your mind in it, but what it would do is it would give you another view. You can see things in its totality, and being able to have a police officer here, and you ride right next to that police officer, you hear the occurrences that are happening, you see how they interact. I'm telling you, it will truly open your eyes and your worldview.
Just remember, Nick, don't go in your pockets.
But yeah, that's what I would suggest that you do. I think that was a great video. Let me show you this real quick, and then we'll move on. I want to see.
As usual, though, that headline is misleading.
It really is.
Have y'all seen this video?
You only have one hometown. Every
So I found one of these videos with Quanell X and Matt Patrick going back and forth again about the Chad Holly case. Let me go ahead and roll the clip.
All right, thanks, Jim. As we reported at the top of the hour, the jury got the case today of former HPD officer Drew Reiser. He's the final defendant in the official oppression trials based on the violent arrest of Chad Hawley, which was, of course, captured by a surveillance camera.
Oh, I saw this video.
Community activist Quanell X played a big role in the build-up to those trials, and he's still obviously very interested in the case. as you will hear when he discusses it with radio host Matt Patrick in tonight's
I suggest y'all watch these on
Man, we're now
YouTube.
hearing the end of the
face-offs
Chad Holly
between them.
police beating videotape case. The last cop involved in all of this is now on trial. So I'm hoping and praying that once they get that verdict, that the jury will see what everybody else in America is seeing, that these cops use excessive use of force in beating a juvenile who had surrendered and was not resisting arrest and was beat with excessive use of force, and so therefore he should be found guilty. So I'm now waiting on that guilty verdict. I hope you are.
What world do you live in? What color is this sky in the world? Come on now. I mean, honestly, the first police officer was found not guilty. This police officer, I believe, is going to be found not guilty. Chan Holly sits in a jail cell because, quite frankly, Quanell, he's a little thug. And they knew that when he was running away and they thought he was armed. So they took him down and did what they needed to do to protect themselves. That's what I saw.
Man, let me say this. Ray Charles could see what those cops did to a surrendering, non-resisting suspect was a criminal crime. Those were nothing more than criminal gang members in official police uniforms on that day. And that's why 2 of them have already pled guilty. What I'm saying is what everybody could see on that videotape. Holly had surrendered completely. He was not resisting, and those tactics were not rugby, as Reisner has said. That was abuse, and that was police brutality.
They didn't plead guilty. They pled no contest. So let's at least get that
Man,
right.
no contest is the same thing as guilty.
No, it's not.
Let's not play
No contest is not. But I want to make sure that you present the facts accurately, because you're the one that released that video against the judge's wishes.
And I released it so the world could see it, and I thank God I released it so the world could see it, because we had a mayor in this city threatening to prosecute whoever released it, speaking directly to me, but I released it anyway because the public had a right to see what those cops did in uniform. They're public servants. We are.
And a jury found the first police officer not guilty.
Because it was an all-white jury.
Because
this
it was in a court.
No, but this one,
being decided in a court.
This jury is 6 people, blacks, Hispanics, and whites. This is a bad jury this time, and I would respect the jury's decision. Because an all-white jury last time with Bloomberg didn't happen this go-round.
Well, you get upset when things don't quite go your way, don't you?
No, I get upset when you all think having all-white juries with black defendants is okay.
You mean white people again? Is that what you're talking
No, I mean good white folk like you who think it's okay for black and Hispanic to have all-white juries. That's unconstitutional.
No, we followed the rules that were set down by our founding fathers on
Man.
how to choose a jury.
Man.
A jury of your peers,
Man.
That means that we see no...
Some of your founding fathers were slave owners and racists themselves who absolutely saw color. When they said we the people, by the people, for the people, they meant we white people, for white people, by white people. Them founding fathers, they were racist and slave owners themselves. So don't tell me that you see it like them. No, I'll take it back. You do see it like them.
I did see the end result of the trial for that particular officer that they were talking about, and he was found guilty. Because, like Quanell X said, anybody can see that's police brutality. Even Ray Charles can see that. But you know, the number.
Okay, so now, before we do that, I want to show you.
Now to that exclusive video of police hitting and kicking a burglary suspect. For more than 9 months now, we have been following the story of Chad Holly, the teenager who said he was beaten by police during his arrest.
4 officers have been charged with crimes for the incident, and tonight, for the first time, we are getting to see the video. 13 Undercover's Wayne Dolcefino is here with that video. Wayne?
Yeah, Gina and Dan, tonight every single patrol cop in this city has been told the video is out there. The mayor wouldn't let you see it, nor the district attorney, or the police chief. You've all been told it's too graphic, disturbing for the public. And we remind you that it is, as we show you the video that so many Houstonians have wanted to see. It was an afternoon in March. A security camera captured the end of a Houston police pursuit. Burglar Chad Holly was trying to make a run for it. He's clipped by a police car. On the ground, he clearly puts his arms out in the surrender pose, then pulls his arms behind his head before police move in. But look what happens next. The first officer stomps on his head. He's repeatedly kicked. We count 4 officers doing the kicking. Then one officer lands 5 separate kicks. It looks like the kicks are landing on Holly's head. You'll see more kicks. Holly has been on the ground, cops on top of him, all around him, for about 20 seconds. And then another police officer lands 5 heavy punches. The officer who did the kicking in the beginning does it again, this time from behind. Then he stomps on the back of Holly's legs. Then just before Holly is picked up to be taken to a patrol car, there's another lick.
First showing,
All right.
the victim.
So I'm gonna target this toward my pro-police people.
No.
John, how do you defend that?
I actually have a question. What did he do? Like, why
Was it
would
burglar?
He was a suspect in a burglary.
He raped a whole field of children. Who cares?
I mean,
So,
I'm saying,
who cares what he did?
I think the beating was completely unjustified, but I think it's also important to see what happened beforehand. Like, I'm not saying that it would justify it, but the guy,
listen to John.
like, let's say the Chad shot an officer like before the chase, and so the officers could have been angry about him shooting an officer, but since that didn't happen, I mean, why would they do that? That's just.
What if he
But
shot a
what
cop
if he
and they were
did shoot
angry?
an officer?
Do you think they should still be
That
punished?
doesn't give the civil servant the right to still abuse
I
the
know,
suspect.
but let's say,
Maybe he was angry at the cop.
let's say let's say you heard that your brother got shot, right? Then you find the guy that shot him. Wouldn't you be?
John, it's all up for discretion.
I never said it was okay.
You're trying to.
No, I'm saying that
You can't defend that situation.
We need to see their we need to know who's going through their heads. No.
So what are you saying? They're psychologically not capable of coming into their job?
Hear John out.
There was an officer who got shot in the head. Then the suspect got shot like 30 times after he got hit by a truck.
What are you talking
It was a different incident, but the officers were angry because the guy shot one of their brothers.
Angry or not, they have a commitment to the public.
I'm saying that the beating of Chad was completely unjustified, no matter what happened before.
But you're justifying it.
I know, I'm not justifying it. I'm saying what might have been going through their heads.
For real? What do you think? You disagree? Why do you disagree?
Because, like, no matter, like, how heinous a crime he did, you don't deserve to, like, be beaten.
I never said that he deserved it. I'm saying that we need to have an understanding of what was going through the officer's head. I'm not saying that justifies what they did. I'm just saying it's their mentality. We need to know why what pushed them to do that.
Are you saying that you need to know every detail of the situation before you can pass a judgment on something?
It would.
I can get behind that. I don't have to.
It would have
that's-
every
I
detail
understand that.
of everything leading up to what happened, and then.
Huh? How did they get back?
Well,
guilty?
one officer got
One
guilty,
officer.
but
They got-
the
they got
other,
tried separate, yeah, and so one of, I think it was four.
The all-white jury.
The last one got found guilty.
That's BS.
I'd be curious to know if he was a rookie, possibly.
The last one?
The one that was found guilty.
You see that kid, man? He looks like he's been kicking ass for a while.
Didn't
He's not just come out of rookie. He's not that
He
bad
could-
coming out of the academy.
Well, he could have
Somebody
been
over here, I heard
guilty.
somebody over here say something, I wanted to say something.
Well, yeah, I know.
Daisy?
But
Yeah,
you don't need
What do you
that.
think? You don't think it's right? Why not?
Because you would be a professional. Why are you gonna? They literally ran him over, and he flipped over, and then all these cops come and they start picking him. No, that's not right.
They didn't run him over. He cleared that hood like he's from the future.
So is there anyone besides John that can
I'm saying it was completely terrible of what they did. I'm just saying that we need to have more details than what we saw in this video. I mean, we need to know.
The full story.
What more do you need to know?
But either way, it's not
What
right.
else?
That's an excellent question.
Yes, sir?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, we need to know like what happened before that. That doesn't give you the right to hit on a person. So then why do criminal justice
I'm not
exist?
saying-
Why do we
I'm
have
not saying what.
you know courts and all this so we can punish them, not to so that eye for eye. I mean that if we live in a world and eye, this our world would be like horrible. That's why we have an institution to do all of those things. We're not responsible for that.
I'm saying that we need
As
to
Mr.
build.
Johnson said, evolution.
Taylor?
I think if you as a teacher could teach us all in this classroom not to be emotional about stuff, then why can't police not be emotional about stuff? Obviously, what they did was somebody stole their candy, and they mad about it because they wouldn't give it back. So when they got to him, of course they're gonna beat him up and get their candy back. That's pretty much what it was. But if you can teach us not to be emotional and to be open-minded, then police need to be open-minded and not be emotional about stuff just because somebody wanted to run. If he did, if you got him and now he's on the ground, then that's it. There's no need to be kicking him in the head and all that.
Is that, yeah, from a police perspective, is that kind of fair though? Like,
But
you do it wrong, and then all of a sudden, now that you got me, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, you're a cop and a
But-
teacher, though. Didn't you make a point
Of
that
course you
the
have to
police
use
are
force,
able
but
to be trained
not
properly?
excessive.
In this instant, he was already on the ground and that's it. You had like 6 officers
So you don't agree with
right
the
there.
officers?
No. No.
I don't think the officers should have beat him. I think that was totally wrong the way they did it. But when you're robbing somebody, when you're going on to somebody's property to rob them, you're taking a good chance that they're gonna pull a gun on you and shoot you dead when you walk on their.
Well, that's different. They have a right
But that's legal.
to.
So when you enter their property to rob them, you're taking the chance of getting shot, right?
Innocent until proven guilty was a suspect.
No, I agree with that. I'm thinking from the criminal's point of view, not the cops right now. What the cops did was wrong, they shouldn't be known. As a criminal, I'm gonna walk into this business and I'm gonna rob them because I'm lazy and I wanna take what they work for, right? There's a chance I could get shot as I'm doing that.
But you're seeing
There's a
them
chance I
in-
could get caught by the police. There's a chance I could be convicted. There's a chance the police might beat me. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
But there's a
Oh,
chance
well,
you
let
might
me do
get
it
away.
anyway. You know, shit happens. When you do what you shouldn't be doing, shit happens. What about the people who got robbed and all the things that they worked hard for are gone now? Because this lazy fool doesn't want to work and make his own money.
Oh, I like that.
You know, so I'm sorry that there's unfair consequences when you break the law. Don't break the law and you won't be put in that position. Don't run from cops. Cops get pissed off when they have to chase you.
But
Don't run.
going back earlier, couldn't the victims have made themselves victims?
What?
Meaning,
Yeah, that
meaning
fool
they
decided
didn't
to
do
rob
any.
somebody.
Meaning they didn't take the measures to try and prevent it from happening.
But
You know,
he still decided to rob them. He still.
That's true. I mean,
it's his fault.
And he should be punished for his decision.
100%
Those
his
cops
fault.
decided to stomp on a guy's head
I
right down
agree.
the
That
ground.
was-
They should be punished for their decision.
I agree with that.
Everybody
I
makes
agree with
decisions,
that.
you take
But
responsibility
when
for
you
your actions.
decide to rob somebody, you just gotta kind of know that I might get shot, I might get hurt, I might get, you know, maybe I shouldn't rob somebody.
I might come
Maybe I
across
should
a
go
cop
get
who
a
beat the
job.
crap out of me, so maybe I should shoot him.
I mean, shit. I can't stand the damn thief. It's like, go work for your own things. Don't
And you
take what
can't
other
work,
people
you're
work
too
for.
young to work, you're
No.
a juvenile. He's a
No, I
juvenile.
worked at
He said
15
he's a
years old.
juvenile. It said in the video he's a juvenile. I remember.
Well,
If
then
he's
he doesn't
juvenile,
need to
then what does he
have
need
what
that
he's
money for in
robbing
the first
for.
place?
Now, wait, now, can I?
We don't know.
Let me throw this in there. Now, mind you, you saw what time of day it was, and he's a juvenile. Where should he be?
In school.
I just want to throw that in.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all go ahead.
What they
I'm not sure.
It
It wasn't anything, because that was one of the things that they
It
brought
doesn't
up.
matter.
That
You
should
just
have been in
make the right
school.
decision and those kind of things won't happen to you.
So are
Don't
you
make those
saying
decisions.
that it's okay for police
Hell no.
officers?
No. They should arrest the
I
person.
understand what you're saying, I'm just trying to say. So are you saying that it's okay for officers to break the law, to go against their norm of society contract? Like,
No, officers shouldn't behave like
because we
that.
know when, criminals do bad things, we got that, like, we see, oh, that's bad, but what about the officers? We're
I think
just
she's saying that she's got no sympathy for anybody who breaks the law. Cops.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
The officer should be, the guy that kicked him in the head over and over, that's criminal behavior.
I guarantee
To me.
you, every single one of those cops knows and drilled into them with all their training, good or bad, whether or not the training was. Once they're surrendered and they got cuffs on them, you cannot lay hands on them at all for any reason.
But he wouldn't have surrendered had he not gotten hit by that car. He would have been gone. He would have been gone.
Now, can I help you guys out?
He didn't get, he ran in front of the car, by the way, too. So the cops might have known.
It could be argued the car ran in front of it.
But you know what I'm saying though? He was like already in that path. So it's not like the car like jammed the gas and was like, oh, I'm directly going. Like the car was already in that direction and the guy was already like.
I think the car was trying to stop the guy.
It wasn't like the car was going directly for him.
That wasn't on
I
accident.
think the car was down going that way, because it was on the sidewalk.
I'm just saying though,
And there was
the
a
guy
fence.
was already like, I don't know.
No.
I'm trying to say
I get what you're saying, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that he didn't necessarily want to hit him, but maybe block him off so that he could
They still beat him.
go. They still beat him.
And they just stomped on him.
So y'all think that was wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get on John and Ashley's side. So let me help them out. So
Since you were an officer, you have a defender idea of this in any. So let's say you were in pursuit and the person you were pursuing shot an officer. When you catch him, are you gonna be angry or are you gonna be upset that this guy just shot one of my brothers? Or are you gonna be upset?
Are you gonna use excessive?
But John, you can't question Mr. Johnson since Mr. Johnson
Well,
made the
you're
statement,
what you
he's
were
no
about to
longer
say.
that person, so he's no longer in that frame of mind to make that kind of decision.
Right. As a civilian, no, but I'm gonna give you some insight. Yes, sir.
I think all we're saying is understandable does never equal acceptable. Like you can make an argument for understanding all the facts of the case and for being in their mindset, whatever, I get that. But just because you understand where they're coming from does not mean that their actions were acceptable.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Let's say around the place, like maybe there's all sorts of extenuating circumstances.
Now,
Should've robbed the
here's where I want you to go home and impress your family and friends so that you can look into situations and circumstances like this a little bit more critical. And so from the average civilian, it looks bad. I will agree, it looks terrible watching that film. But being a former police officer, I totally, as he could say, understand it. Is it acceptable? No, but I do totally understand it. And after I give you this narrative, I think you will understand it too. And so John asked if a fellow officer was shot and he was killed, would I be angry? Not necessarily that emotion, because when you're chasing after someone, that's not going through your head. You're really not thinking about that. That may trigger your anxiety and you wanted to, chase after this person vigorously, right? That aside, now you're in the chase. Now your adrenaline is flowing. And each one of those officers are at 10. And they're laser focused at getting this guy. And so now all this adrenaline going in the chase, and the longer the chase goes, the more anxiety you get about this person. Does he have a gun? Is he going to try and shoot? What is he trying to? We don't know. So now that we are approaching him and we're engaging him and we finally get him, I want you to understand this. Imagine being all the way at 10, and in a split second, you won't be able to go down to 0. It's tough. And so when police officers get their hands on them, it's not necessarily that the angst or the animosity is toward that person. You're black, I don't like you, I hate you. It's a humanistic process to try and come down. And that's how you come down. You're getting it out.
So, biologically, we're all savages.
You can say that. There has been several situations that I would take back when I look back as a police officer, and I was like, man, I didn't have to hit this guy upside the head. I didn't have to do it. But in that moment, the adrenaline is going. And then after it's over, you sit in your car and you're like, you're looking at the big knot on the side of his head. Why did I do that? And then you take the guy to the hospital, and then because there's a slogan on the police force, if you split them, like split their head, you have to sit with them. And so if you cause any type of injury to them, you have to take them to the hospital. And that's your whole night.
Which is a good thing as far as witnesses go, because that nightingale syndrome starts to kick in, and they'll be like, you know what? Maybe I did do wrong. You gotta be good. They'll start to like warm up to you. Psychologically, I could see why that would be a good move for anybody who knocks somebody around.
Yeah, well,
That's weird, but that almost makes it seem like y'all can split them as long as you go sit with them. Like it's almost giving y'all permission. Just take them to the hospital afterwards.
Right. Well, here's the deal. You can split them, but your report is going to have to be articulated as such as the reason why you split them. Otherwise, if you can't explain why you did it in your report, when that person complains on you, then you're going to have an investigation come up against you. So even though you sit them and you take care of them medically, there still may be some follow-up investigation about what you've done. Because people will still look at it. And there's been several times that I've been in a hospital, the emergency room, with a guy who I busted him up real bad. And he's sitting with the handcuff to the bed, and we're getting there talking, and I'm starting to know who this guy is, and I'm just looking at him like, I'm not going to that guy. I really didn't, I could have took another measure. But in that moment, after it's all over, you're feeling bad. But in that moment, after he leaves out, he has the sketches and stuff like that. But in that moment, so I can kind of see what you're saying. It's not an angry thing. It's a just coming down thing. It's like you just try and come down, and it's not easy to come down in that moment. So put yourself in that position. Maybe not chasing after somebody, but maybe something else. Maybe getting in an argument.
Well,
and it takes a minute to come down.
We have a lot of people in here who said they're from Makers Homes or they're from a ward or whatever. Have y'all ever jumped anybody? Y'all ever jumped anybody, beat somebody up?
Wait, like one person at a time? Like
just somebody beating somebody up, somebody jumping somebody. I mean.
Nah, but I've been like.
You've been like it up.
I've been here. I've never jumped nobody.
You've never jumped anybody? Has anybody in here ever jumped anybody?
People will have a code that you just don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not from Makers Home. I'm from a different. I'm not from here. I'm from Missouri, but I've lived in the hood, and most people will have that code. You just don't do that. If it's an argument between somebody else, you let them handle it.
But have you ever been jumped, or have you ever jumped anybody?
No.
Nobody in this room has ever been jumped or jumped anybody.
That's not
I've been jumped.
I've been jumped.
I've been jumped.
They came out.
Is that funny, y'all?
No,
I
but
mean, I was jumped when I was like 15 years old. They put me in the hospital. But it's like, what were they going through? What provoked them to do that to me? They're humans just like those cops are humans. So they may have jumped me there was no reason. I did nothing to this person. I mean, it was over a guy. Stupid. But
was he cute?
You think about those cops.
Was he cute? No.
You think about those cops and you think what provoked them to do that. It's very understandable that they act out of how they should because of the emotions and that there's regret afterwards.
Right. And see, a lot of people would look at that. I'm telling you, that's why I'm glad Taylor said that, in taking a class and getting insight, the average citizen would look at that and they would say, black guy, white officer, they're racist, look how they beat. And they will put race behind it and say that those police officers did that because that's a black guy and they hate blacks. It has nothing to do with that. It's the emotion of the chase and the adrenaline that's happening. And you're asking the person that's at 10, Roger, we got him, he's going over there, he's going, we're going to get, and it's the adrenaline is going, everything is going, and then now you put hands on them, and you want me to be like, okay, put your hands on them.
Right.
It just don't happen that way.
And at the end of the day, if this dumbass would have robbed somebody, none of this would have happened in the first place. I'm sorry, but sorry.
I hear you. Go ahead.
I meant to bring this up whenever you had played the Quanell X video of him doing the simulation. One thing I had noticed whenever we were at the Knowledge Power event, whenever the audience kept asking a lot of questions, or most of them were kind of related more to police brutality. All the officers on the panel like they each kept reiterating, like you would never understand why we react the way we do it unless if you were like an officer like us. Like they all, like each of them kept reiterating that. And after they kept asking all those questions.
Wouldn't it be a cool program if they took inmates and gave them police training?
No,
Gave them
that's
horrible
idea.
Not to actually go out and be a police, but give them
Lord have
circumstances that just shows them the other side. I wonder if it wouldn't.
But then they
Proactively
know how
No, I know
to
exactly what you mean.
interact.
I'm a pessimist, and I immediately, that criminal would just use that to do more criminal shit.
Well, like Quanell X did, he saw it from the other side. And I wonder if we did that.
If activists saw from their point of view more often, I think they would be able to, make it, like, try and talk to people, hey, we need to do this. And then if officers, try and see it from their point of view, it's.
Quanell X doesn't do that though.
I'm gonna
I
bring
said
this up
Quanell
to
X
you.
doesn't do that though.
Remember Quanell X said, when he was in that scenario, remember what he said? He says, I don't even know how many times I shot. That's what I'm talking about. You're caught up in that moment. Yeah. Huh? Y'all was just trying. And I remember when I was in my first police shooting, I thought that I shot 3 times. And then after the investigation came up and they checked my weapon, I shot like 10 or 12 times.
What was the scenario? I need to know the scenario. What was the
The
scenario?
scenario?
Yes.
Oh, I never told you guys that story?
No.
So
And you forgot to bring the pictures of your coworkers.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll let you see that real quick, and then I'll tell you this story. And
But now,
Seriously though, go watch
I never told you guys the story.
Fox Face Off between Quanell and Matt.
Oh, it's a
It's
Fox
there.
News thing?
Yeah, it is.
And what's her face? The chick.
Oh man.
Box. Last name's
I don't
Box.
like watching arguing. I get so pissed off. Like I'm in the argument.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
I like it.
It's terrible.
I like it.
Makes me sweat. But hey, to answer your question, one time I got jumped, but
You did?
both their ass.
I've never been in a fight in my entire life.
Really?
Ever.
I jumped.
Well, that's okay.
I jumped a girl one time and I felt so bad. Like as it was happening, I felt horrible. I wanted to be like, I am so sorry. You know, I just got to that. I felt so bad afterwards.
No.
That is a weird one.
Like I can't even anymore. It really makes me fight harder. Like when I don't like
One time, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I went to alternative school. I got in trouble when I was a little kid, and they sent me to alternative school. I ended up getting a
Look at this bad kid over here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this is my former New Orleans cop who admitted rapes. He got 210 years. That's Christopher Buckley. I'm going to bring you a video and I'll show you him with us working together. And Chris, yeah, he went in and he was going to fight it, and then an interesting turn of events. He didn't even go to trial. He just pled guilty to all the counts, and so he's in jail now with 210 years. He raped, I think it was a 13 or 15-year-old.
She was 13 when it happened.
She was 13 at the time, yeah. And so the girl, the daughter, is actually the daughter of a police officer. So she was on the New Orleans Police Department. They had hooked up, and I think he was living with him together. He raped the daughter, and so that's my old partner, Chris Buckley, man. He actually had went to SWAT.
That's awful.
Before, matter of fact, I think he may have been in SWAT when he got involved in this situation, but he had some other charges that the Lord blessed him with. He got off on the same type of situation, and so this just confirmed what everybody thought, that he had a problem, a sexual problem. But let me show my
Do you believe those people can be rehabilitated?
No, that's a problem. Let me show you Latoya for my.
Did neurological studies on rapists and pedophiles and stuff like that, and that shit's hardwired.
Yeah.
Other people don't understand that. I mean,
So as you see, in the watch, on the August night, I'll never forget that night. She lost her life. Latoya Nicole Johnson. So she was killed on that night. And, yeah.
You were her partner?
No, I wasn't her partner. We worked together. And, we all worked on the night shift. So everybody on the night shift kind of back up and stuff. And so she was with another female partner. So I tell a lot of people that, you know, we have all these, you know, imaginations about wanting to be police officers in society, and we think that it's something that we can do. But every person is not built or made to be a police officer, right? And so, from the classroom to just, you know, just living, you say, oh, I have to be a police officer. But I want to tell you